using the. You keep using the whore. You keep using the whore. I don't. You keep using the whore.
Well, that's ridiculous. It doesn't say it's streaming over here. How's my mic? See, the mic also looks frozen. Is it going? I could check. Streaming over here. Yeah, so it's working, so fuck that. All right, so a little bonus video for you. So I've been watching the fracturing of the right and of the alt-right, the net right, the new right, whatever you want to call it. Somebody come into this video and go, well, you have not studied our movement correctly and you used all the right term. I don't care. I'm talking about the fact that Karen Strawn, This Girl Writes What, who is one of these people that's obviously intelligent but has become emotionally misguided somehow. She's having an argument and a beef with this guy JF, who is a satirical parody of a racist Frenchman that is the co-host for this bastard Andy maybe? Andy Warski. So I'm going to title this thing on between Girl Writes What and Adam Warski, because who knows who this little racist JF guy is. But whatever. Such a joke. And evidently he was on the staff, this little racist, satirical, pretend French guy. I mean, he can't really be French because he's like a racist satire of a Frenchman. And so it doesn't really matter what they're going back and forth about. Now, I never watched Adam Warski until I was watching the Baked Alaska meltdown. I didn't watch Baked Alaska either, but I saw these guys that I subscribed to because they were talking about this failed Kilroy event, which is another fracture, free speech event that had a bunch of was a fucking train wreck. And I know, right? Araroo. And they were mentioning the Baked Alaska, and I remembered because of the Baked Alaska was the guy that got maced at the Charlottesville thing, and he had some of the videos were from his live streaming and whatnot. And and so Adam Warski also just had Christopher Cantwell on, the guy who was the crying Nazi. And it's like, are you being ironic when you say you like Hitler? Do you really believe they should have an ethno-state? Let's be rational about all of it. And, I wish I had more of a natural sense of Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude, or however that's pronounced, because, I should enjoy this more. But it's really just the intellectual. I feel like the Monitor, that character from that story of mine that you guys haven't read? I just feel like the Monitor, like I'm just going, oh, interesting, a phenomena. And I enjoy it. There's an intellectual enjoyment, curiosity. The same thing when I watch the whole MRA movement start, I watched MGTOW develop, and it all came from watching this pickup artist movement and then discovering this incel side. And of course there's people with psychological problems that also have those kinds of problems that then vocalize, that YouTube gives a platform for. And it's just like anything else I've watched the growth of this narcissism sort of community and vlogger and the schizophrenics building a community over gang stalking and things like that. And so I'm very interested in that, but now I assume in my mind there's some part that's like, woohoo, look at them fight. Look, or intellectually I can be like, well, you know what, person with the IQ that has an emotional, this is what you get. You're having to try to have a rational response to this weird Frenchman who was evidently in the neuroscience department at Duke or something at some point. You deserve that. But I just can't get as much direct pleasure as I think I deserve about it. I mean, yeah, there's probably the subconscious part that is having that. So I vicariously get to know some part of myself is enjoying it on that level. But mostly it's just a relief, because when it formed, my dog hates Nazis. When it formed this group, it was, again, just out of curiosity. I like following conspiracy, all these communities. I just find it interesting to watch them and the ideas that form and how they change. And I didn't think it would have like a direct impact on politics. Maybe it's some sort of a canary in a coal mine kind of thing, but that it would have seemingly such a direct case and we would get one of these people as our president. That made it be like, well, that scary. And, I definitely feel a relief to see him falling apart because, again, my theory about fascist types and reactionaries is they don't last long and they always turn on each other. Like in Hitler's Germany, those guys were trying to turn each other and accuse each other of things, both true and made up, and they're all vying for Poppy's blessings and the biggest compliments and stuff. And they always end up flipping and turning on each other. Michael Cohen. And, but you never know how long. And these guys can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Really, they're a major catastrophe. So, yeah, it's definitely nice to see them fighting. And in this case, one thing I will say about this guy, this creepy co-host of Warski's, is that his list of complaints to this girl, to Karen, are all what those guys would call SJW complaints. I mean, like literally, men should have a safe space. You shouldn't question men based on their sexual tastes, and just all this kind of entitlementism, which allegedly is what these kind of guys are fighting, but in reality they obviously just want in on it. So wait, that's not where I